Welcome back, crafty friends, and I'm here again for another Follow Sketch February. Today's sketch is from Karen Gerber from Sketchabilities, and I am creating the back page to this existing cowboy page that I did last year, and it's approximately a 9 by 11-ish layout, just whatever size fits into the page protectors. And I am documenting the first hospital stay that my grandson had, that he woke up with a cold one morning, and the way he was wheezing, I told my daughter that I thought he should probably go to the doctor. And by the time we got to the doctor, about maybe an hour and a half later, we um, he was starting to have troubles breathing, and they actually, more and more doctors and nurses started coming into the room, and things got pretty chaotic. And at that point, I had already realized that we were probably not going home with a prescription, that we were heading to the hospital. And that is exactly where we went. And they actually sent him in an ambulance with his mother, and then I drove down separately in my car. So that was his first exciting ride in an ambulance. Hopefully, he doesn't have any more anytime soon. Anyway, so back to the layout. I basically put this together with a lot of scraps, and I am using 2x3 pictures, and I got 4 pictures on here of just his little hand with his IV on there, and him getting his breathing treatments at the hospital and sitting there with his mom. And basically, they called it just a respiratory event, that he did have to stay overnight, and then he was released the next day. And so anytime he gets sick, we do have to use a nebulizer with him, just to keep his lungs clear, so it doesn't develop into anything worse and end up back in the hospital. So here I did use a Sizzix die to create that scallop border on that one side. And here I'm using a couple more pieces of that red paper to create those little pieces on the sides. And I'm using my corner rounder there to round the corners. And let's see. And as you can see, that I did pull out a really old 4x6, or not 4x6, 3x4 journal card. And it has that large ampersand on it. However, I am going to camouflage and hide all of that and just use the journaling lines to tell my story. So here, just trying to get my one background area straight using my T-square ruler, just making sure I got that all lined up. And now just kind of placing all my bits and pieces that I have been working on through this whole process. And obviously I'm on the struggle bus trying to get that small strip to go straight. I finally get there, and then that makes this piece go on a lot easier. And just cover up that border strip part that was still on the scallop border area. And just putting everything back together here. So I do get that little piece, and I'm going to build an embellishment cluster there, and then I'm going to put one down in the lower area as well. So for my embellishments that I did pick up from last year's collection from Doodlebug, it was, I don't remember what it was called, Healing Time maybe? I can't remember. But you can see those in the upper left-hand corner there, that I'm going to add those around the pages just to kind of support my story, that I do have a few other hospital pictures from a couple other ER visits, but no hospital stays that I will probably use throughout the years on whatever hospital visits or boo-boos we have to deal with. Um, so that was kind of, since I didn't really have a collection to pull from for this, since I only purchased those stickers, I did go ahead and pull my scraps based on the colors from these stickers. So while there isn't a lot of that dark red, that really dark pinky color does kind of coordinate with this orangish pinkish red that I have going on in the collection, or the scraps that I did use. So yeah, so this one was very, actually everything except for the stickers were scraps. So even the 9.5 by, or 9 by 11 entire background piece, it was actually a scrap as well. So that was kind of fun. Let's see, what am I, oh, so I did decide that I needed something a little bit more to boost this cluster, since a lot of those puffy stickers were smaller. So then I decided to do the same thing down here at the bottom. And as you can see, that I did punch a partial circle from that red scrap as well, and that is what covered up the rest of the ampersand that was sticking out on my journal card. And I have actually done my journaling already, and you will be able to read what I wrote in the close-up picture. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below. As mentioned previously, I will have close-up photos here. I do put those on Pinterest as well as Instagram. And there you go. You get a little close-up shot there. And here are those close-up shots. So if you have any questions for me, leave those down below. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.